All right, so here we are on the week 2 of BetSearch Sports kickoff preview. Just going to go over a quick little recap of how we did last week. Huge win, Derby City Duo, plus 140 odds there. And then on the 502 trifecta, there you go, Jackson. I believe that was, let me check these odds here. Odds on that one, we hit that plus 309. So huge money there. And then huge thing, our Lexington letdown lock of the week is now 4 in a row, building on the Mark Stoops downfall there. I was really sweating that one. I know Jackson told me that was a really bad bet.
Yeah,
a lot of haters
I
on
texted
that
Kobe
one.
before the game. I said, "There's no way they don't score 14," and they didn't score 14.
And in the pregame show, and the guy on ESPN, literally his lock of the week was Kentucky over 14.5. To lose that bet that way, I would have hated to be him because I was not expecting to get it as soon as they were going into overtime. Texas really should not be ranked after that this week.
No.
But, there's always a little bias in that stuff. Our ladder also hit last week, so we're moving on to week 3 in that now, which is pretty cool. Turned $20 into 80, looking to make it 160 this week, and we're going to keep going until we hit 20K there. My plays last week went 4 out of 5. My only miss was Texas minus 12.5. Obviously, they did not cover that. And then Matt there went 2 for 2 with 2 really good wins, and those losses were pretty heartbreaking there. And then as far as NFL ladder, that was totally my mistake there, thinking that Jackson Dart could rush for 20 yards. I really thought when he got under pressure, he would just revert to doing that, and he just couldn't the entire second half. So it's a tough one. And then looking at the show last week with our featured 5 games and how those came out, between me and Matt, the picks were Vandy, which obviously hit. Matt was really high on that Bama minus 8, and that was not even a sweat there whatsoever. Ole Miss first half, so that got those 3, and then we did miss Utah and USC by literally half a point. So not too bad of a show, but plus money nonetheless. And then looking at this week, getting it started, Texas A&M at LSU. Matt, if you want to get us kicked off here.
Yeah, I love Texas A&M. Really, I've loved them the whole entire year, as me and Kobe talked about last week. A lot of futures riding on the Aggies, so a win here would almost certainly put them in the college football playoff. We're waiting on a couple more games to ensure we get to the SEC championship, but a couple weeks ago put in a Marcel Reed Heisman future as well. If they run the table, I think it's got a shot. Let me pull up my notes here. So the LSU, Texas A&M, I'm going to take Texas A&M minus 2.5 on the road. Texas A&M has an elite offensive line, so I think they're going to be able to run the ball, which has really been their strong suit all year with running backs like Le'Veon Moss from Texas A&M. The LSU offensive line, on the other hand, has really struggled this year. I know they had terrible.
They're awful.
They
can't score.
Right. They did get 4 guys drafted last year, but you'd think a school like LSU would revamp on the offensive line, especially all their high expectations this year, and that just has not been the case at all. So they've been struggling to score. I think I said it last week. I think if we could get 27 from Vanderbilt last week, thinking a 27-20 type game, we would win. Now it turns out I was a couple points off. It was 31-24, so still a 7-point game. But if we can get 27 out of Texas A&M here the road, I think we have no problem covering this 2.5 number.
And for those of you that bet Garrett Nussmeier to win the Heisman Trophy, you were better off giving that to charity, because that
at least help the kids
the
out.
ball in the end zone.
No kidding. Yeah,
I got one stat I like in this game that when I was looking at. So LSU averages 20 points per game. they're ranked 121st in red zone scoring. Texas A&M, on the other hand, they're averaging 36 points per game, and they're ranked 11th in red zone scoring. We get in the red zone. I think I like our chances here to put the ball in the end zone, not settle for field goals, but to score touchdowns. So anyone talking about Texas A&M's defense really struggling, I would agree, but they struggle with good teams. LSU is not one of them.
So now I do sense a little bias here. Matt did mention talking about his futures with Texas A&M, but I do agree. This is definitely a better Texas A&M team. LSU's offense is horrendous. This Texas A&M team is rolling. I love that bet.
Yeah, I think it's set up perfect for A&M to take the dub. I got some stats here. LSU leads the all-time series, and A&M has actually never won at LSU since joining the SEC. So I think they just need to come out, establish control early in the game, and I think they can bring it home.
75% of the money right now is on A&M minus 2.5.
That's an interesting one. Yeah, I thought this one was really a no-brainer on A&M. It's kind of wild we're all in agreement.
It did feel a little low, but you got to remember LSU at night, Death Valley at night. Probably
that spread is all about the night game. It's all about
4.5 points of home field there
If
for
LSU
LSU.
Yeah, that's probably minus 6.5, maybe on a neutral field. So
yeah, if LSU doesn't come out with a win here, though, I do think it starts to get really, really toxic down there.
They got a bye week next week, so if there's a time to do it after a loss, it's this week for Mr. Kelly.
Yeah, that's a tough carousel to join, though.
Early control is going to be what the Aggies need to pull out that game, getting control of the game early on.
Yeah, couldn't agree more on that one. So it sounds like we're all in agreement there. Texas A&M minus 2.5. Missouri at Vandy. How are we feeling?
I'm taking Vandy. I think it'll be a close one, but they have a better resume from who they've beat. I think I got Missouri. Their best wins are Auburn and South Carolina, and neither one of those teams are, nothing to brag about.
I wouldn't even mind buying points here. I think 2.5 is low.
Alt line game?
I'm saying alt line. I think 2.5 is low. I know Vandy's not known for their home field advantage. Shout out my Tennessee fans. They know all about that. But, it's not a home field advantage. But Diego Pavia is playing football. Love him or hate him. He's balling. I don't trust Drinkwitz. That guy's eyeing the Florida job as we speak. Give me Vandy up to minus 6.5. Alt line.
I couldn't agree more.
I agree. I think it's a pretty evenly matched game. I mean, I think the rankings are Mizzou 15, Vandy 10.
Correct. Yep.
So pretty evenly matched. It comes down to the quarterbacks here. Do you trust Diego Pavia at home, who's been pretty automatic at home, or
he's like 27?
Bo, who cares?
No, I'm saying he should be able to play football at a high level.
So, or Bo Pribula, who's really struggled to throw the ball this year. So
Right.
I think if Vandy gets an early lead, I think they're going to struggle coming back. The trust is in Pavia here. I'll take Vandy minus 2.5.
Yep. That is the plan.
I like that one. I don't think that's even a close game at all. If anybody doesn't have any other thoughts there, I'd love to move on to UCLA at Indiana.
We were just talking about this game. It's too many points. I think Indiana's really good, but I think you got to take UCLA plus 24.5. The public is on it. They're actually all over it. I'm looking at 60% of the spread bets right now are on UCLA plus 24.5. I mean, you get Indiana at minus 5,000. I don't really see the value on that at all. Not really there. I just think it's too many points. UCLA's look competitive. I think that's too many points.
the Cinderella run's got to come to an end at some point.
It will.
So I like the over.
53 and a half.
Yeah, I think Indiana, they're going to do what they do and score a bunch, and I think UCLA will price to the end zone a time or two. So I just think I don't think it'll blow it out of the water, but I do hope to see an over that game.
I think if you get 2 touchdowns from UCLA,
it could be over.
Indiana.
I think it's over right there.
Yeah,
I think that is the play on that one. That spread scares me a little bit. I think it is pretty interesting though that Cignetti is 13-4 against the spread since he's been at Indiana, and he's never laid an egg. And I think it's really cool. Honestly, I don't think it happens this week either. But I'm with Austin. I think if I were to make a play, it would have to be that over there.
Yeah, and for anyone thinking about Indiana's home environment, it's improved significantly. But this game's at noon on Saturday, so I think that'll neutralize it a little bit. I think they win convincingly, but there's just too many points.
Way too many points. I think if I were to say
I will say I do like Indiana in this game. I haven't bet it, but we see what they have done to inferior opponents.
And superior opponents. Technically, Oregon on the road.
Right.
That's it, but I may have bet that game, fellas.
That's a 10-point game. I think when you get – so I was watching some stuff the other day, and I think even if they don't win the Big Ten, they still have a chance to get one of the byes. So I think if they win, which almost certainly they're going to win this game, but they're going to try to rack up as many style points as they can.
Right.
We saw what they did to Illinois. I know Illinois was decimated on defense, but, they had every chance to run it up, and they did.
Right.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. Moving on to another interesting one where I think your coaching search thing gets brought up, this Ole Miss at Oklahoma game. What I'm more curious than anything is if, this Florida job has gotten into the Ole Miss locker room. I think this week's going to be very telling about that situation there. And it's something that's almost hard to ignore, just like the amount of times, like what seems that, Lane Kiffin, Florida, just getting mentioned. So that's honestly what I'm the most excited for. Was there a certain play that you guys liked on this one?
Yeah, I love Ole Miss plus the points. I absolutely love plus 4.5. Matt's smiling. Maybe he's on Oklahoma.
I'm coming back the other way.
Yeah, I think that the grass isn't always greener on the other side. I don't think Lane should take the Florida job. It's a better job than Ole Miss, no doubt about it. I'm worried about Jeff Brom taking it. That's neither here nor there. But, I love Ole Miss. I think they've looked great. They ran into kind of a Georgia team who's kind of rolling right now. I know they didn't play great against Washington State, whatever, played down to their opponents a little bit. But, yeah, give me Ole Miss plus the points and maybe take them at plus 165 on the money line.
Yeah, Ole Miss should win it. In my opinion there. And I think plus the points is easy, but my only hesitation is all of these coaching search rumors.
My biggest driving point in taking Ole Miss is how poor John Mateer looked against Texas. And I know he's overcoming a hand injury. He's a phenomenal player, but he looked really, really bad against Texas. And I'm not super high on that Texas team. So
yeah, I'm not sure Ole Miss loses 2 in a row either.
I'd have to disagree. I'm thinking Oklahoma gets the.
Here we go, Austin.
Gets the dub there. I think it's going to be a big time defensive game. I'd go with the under for sure. And they got home field advantage, so really just I think it's going to be a very defensive game, low scoring.
Yeah,
Oklahoma walks away with the W.
The under is probably a safe play at 52.5.
What's 52 now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to take Oklahoma in this one.
You're taking the money or the spread?
I'll take the spread. 5.5.
I'm seeing 4.5 on MGM right now.
4.5?
I'm taking money line. I'm going with money line with Oklahoma. I think
But
I think they're going to rock the house.
Oklahoma's plan here is just going to be run the ball. Ole Miss giving up 167 yards on the ground per game this year. I think that's the recipe. I think Lane Kiffin's head, as much as he's going to say it's not affecting him, it's going to affect him. It's going to get into that locker room at some point. I do agree. I think it's low scoring, but I think Oklahoma pulls this one out.
Yeah, I saw the number 13.5 million floating around earlier. Is apparently what they're trying to throw at Lane. On the
agree.
Twitter.
I don't think you believe everything you see on Twitter always. But I don't think you should take it, like you said, Jackson. But I don't think he's going to either. But it could be one of those things where, I mean, he's been at Ole Miss how many years? At least 5, 6?
Yeah. 5 or 6.
Maybe it's just run its course.
Yeah, this is one of those rare games where Oklahoma is minus 200 on the money, but the public is betting 61% of the money bets on Ole Miss. So interesting little storyline there.
That is, yeah. 13.5 is a crazy number. That they're putting out there.
But like Matt said, there's a lot of people on that app spewing bullshit. So
yeah,
no, it's all truth.
USF at Memphis. What's your take there, Matt?
Yeah, I was a big fan of this game. Looking forward to it for like 3 weeks now. And then all of a sudden, Memphis QB Brendan Lewis gets hurt last week. Doesn't come back in the game. So not as fun anymore because this was going to be the premier matchup for the group of, I call it the group of 6 now. This is going to be the premier matchup because the winner of this conference, to me, is going to the college football playoff.
Yeah.
So it takes a little bit of the luster out of it. I tried to find USF opened at minus a half point. I tried to find it on the books that I have. Wasn't available at that time. Now we got up to 5.5, down to 4.5 right now. I'm going to wait a little bit, wait on the Memphis quarterback news, see if he's playing. I know he's listed day to day. I haven't looked in a while. Probably should look because Twitter's got all the answers, or X.com, I should say. See if he practiced today. But I mean, I like USF to win the game, but it definitely, with Memphis QB down, takes a little bit of luster out of what should have been an awesome AAC game.
Yeah, that one's a big spread there. I felt like, and then that makes perfect sense. I guess I wasn't quite up to date on the whole injury thing of that quarterback, but if that's the case, I think I would take that -6 or -5.5, whatever you said it is. My line I saw was 6, but if that's the case, I would definitely take USF -6 all day.
Nothing so far. Last update was an hour ago from the Memphis head coach saying it's day to day. We'll figure it out as we move forward. So I don't know if he is out. I'm pretty sure the price is already baked into the line there at 4.5. But I think if he is out for sure, it'll move probably up to 5.5, 6.
Yeah, I'm seeing 6 on MGM currently.
Oh, really? I haven't checked since this morning on that line movement.
I would assume that.
So I'm going off this morning. Yeah, someone's got better information than me. Probably the Mafia.
Shout out Chauncey Billups. Shout out Terry Rozier.
Man, how they get our own legend, man.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, I don't know if he's gonna play. I have no update on that. If he does play, this line is going to go at least 3 points towards Memphis.
Should be a big swing.
Yeah. That's exciting stuff. And then speaking of plays for this weekend, as far as Boston College coming to Louisville, and us piecing together either a duo or a trifecta for this one. It's going to be tough. When I looked at these numbers on FanDuel today, I had flashbacks to February as I was looking at inflated rebound props of this Louisville basketball team.
Yep.
These lines are really, really insane for this week, and it's going to be a tough one to make money with, but that's why we've got to dig a little deeper. Do you guys have any set plays you've liked on it already?
So me personally, I was just going to keep it simple. I was looking at Boston College, how Pitt manhandled them the way they did.
They're
Just how-
so bad.
They're horrendous. I think that as big of a number as 25.5 is, that you could probably take 25.5. Maybe throw Chris Bell anytime touchdown in there. That seems like it's automatic at this point. And
That's
Miller
probably
Moss,
close to 200.
Miller Moss is looking at a 302.5 over on his passing yards.
Yeah,
So-
I got it at 290 on FanDuel, but yeah,
Oh, that's a little
Jesus.
better. Okay, but either way, that number is large.
after watching him play the first part of the year, I mean, that is an insane number there.
Yeah. So I think, if you want to keep it simple, you just want to make a little money, take the spread and Chris Bell anytime touchdown. But like Kobe said, it's by
It's a
far
tough
the hardest game to bet on we played so far this year.
I would not touch any prop there on Miller. And I think, as much as I don't want to say it, the thing that I'm the most scared of is the Jeff Brown letdown. And
Right.
after the biggest road victory we've ever had, here we are as a 25.5-point favorite.
Yep.
I think we really got our life knocked out of us in that Virginia game. And this would be that, but 10 times worse. After the Virginia game, I know our group chat was really just like, pretty mid, like this sucks, and then bye week, and then that happens last week, and it was just like a total turnaround. And I think we've got some momentum, but I'm not gonna lie, I am a little nervous going into it.
Yep.
Now, I do think that this Boston College team is pretty defeated, just based on these interviews that their coach has been having, talking about I don't know what's going wrong. That's a pretty bad thing to say from a head coach. I hope that we do beat the Jeff Brom letdown this year. That's really what my hope is for Saturday. The other prop that I kind of like, if I was going to force something, but this one has burned us twice this year, would be Colin Lacey anytime touchdown. Right at plus 105. I just think it's so due. But I'm not going to lie, I've been really disappointed in, I don't know if it's targets or just like the lack of use there. Like last week, I ended trying to run him out of the Wildcat quite a bit. But I would just like to see that happen. I think that can be good value at plus 105, but I just found that really interesting. Absolutely no value in an Isaac Brown anytime touchdown at minus 380. Duke Watson minus 125 is a really scary thing too, just because he's been MIA for quite some time, I feel like. And Keywan Brown minus 125 I thought was interesting as well.
Are you guys seeing Dakari Collins on the book?
Plus 350.
Listen,
Well, it is going to be a game where I
Yeah.
would not take any Miller Moss passing props because, in all likelihood, he might sit a full quarter, if
He
not
could.
more.
right.
So that's where you can get to the third, fourth wide receiver,
There's a couple
second, third string
receivers,
running backs.
Dakari Collins and Trayshawn Hurry, who kind of had pretty good games against Miami. They're capable. Say Chris Bell gets yanked, say Lacey gets yanked. These guys will be in the game. Plus 350. That's kind of
That's
tasty.
very
I'm not bet that.
Yeah,
What'd you say?
honestly.
So yeah,
I don't have any
I'll-
play, but I would just stay away from any passing props.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I like Chris Bell anytime touchdown, and I think Brown's gonna rush for at least 75. I mean, he ran for 113 off 15 carries. He looked real healthy during the Miami game, and I just think they're gonna continue feeding them the ball, keep them hot. So I'm expecting Chris Bell and Brown to to make some big plays. Wouldn't touch anything else though. I think Vegas lost a lot of money last week. I think they're going to get a lot of their money back this week on anybody touching anything but props. Props, I think, are definitely the safest way to approach this, and maybe even Indiana too. I thought it was a similar kind of situation.
Yeah, no, I think that's valid, and I also think that really explains these inflated lines. If I were looking at anytime score props, another one I find really interesting here with our defensive hot streak would be defense anytime TD plus 260.
Plus 260. That's a little.
Seems like it'd be like 500 plus 500.
Right.
Yeah.
You see that in the NFL, and it's up 700, 800, 900 range.
Yeah.
Even at plus 260 could hit.
Trayshawn Hurry plus 470.
What is he, plus 270?
470.
That's honestly decent value, especially if we see a backup and him in the game. But yeah, that's also tricky.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough one. So Austin, you said that buying Isaac Brown's down to 70. What does that get us odds there?
What's his line at? I didn't even want too prepped on this one.
70
I just know
400. So that's a tough one. 80 minus 270.
Yeah.
I
think he's going to run. I mean, how many times did he almost break a big one last week and never quite, broke through? But, I mean, it looked like several times he was about to bust loose. So, in Boston College is some hot ass. So,
the only thing you're worried about is just starters getting pulled early. That's it.
Yeah.
But I think if he doesn't get pulled early till late in the fourth quarter, I think he's good for 100 plus easy.
Right.
Yeah, it was nice seeing him hit the hole hard last week too.
Yeah,
it looked like himself. So we'll play around with this. We'll release the final play on it at some point tomorrow to make sure we get that to you in time. And a huge day tomorrow with all of the basketball stuff coming out. Wish we could wager on that one. Would love to see what that line would look like.
Who do they play tomorrow? Exhibition?
Kansas.
Is it Kansas?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not getting lines for an exhibition.
No.
Yeah.
Because they'll do some weird rules.
Yeah, Bovada. I'm sure it is on there actually, but I don't want to mess with crypto to be able to wager. And then Lexington letdown, going for 5 in a row here. Give me Tennessee minus 8.5 all day. These lines for the player props on fading anything on the Kentucky side of it, I think are really inflated because Tennessee's defense is so bad. But if
who's even playing quarterback for them? Is it Cutter Boley?
Yeah.
For sure, going forward.
Give me the under 54.5.
Yeah, I'll take the team total under 2.
Yeah, I mean Tennessee
22. I'm getting 22.5. So we get the key number of 21.
I mean, think about it. At Sanford against Georgia, they gave up 35. They scored 14. That's 49. I don't see, this Kentucky defense isn't horrible. They maybe hold Tennessee under 28 points. They probably lose like 28-10. That's the type of game I see. 54.5. Yeah, I like the under a lot.
You got to think there's going to have to be a quit factor at some point after that game against Texas going to overtime.
Yeah.
Eventually, they're going to realize it. I mean, I know they're hot ass, but I mean, Tennessee also just came off a emotional game. That's a rivalry game against Bama.
Right.
But they have Oklahoma on deck, so could see a look ahead too. But I mean, under 10 points, easy.
Yep.
Under 10, that is something. But I mean, they're not gonna put up points. I just thought it was really wild, like their offense 3x what Texas was, and still lost the game.
Yeah,
I
and
think
keep an eye out. Mark Stoops is rumored for the Bellarmine sprint football job, so he could be thinking about
They're
that.
not getting rid of him. That buyout's way too high. Have you seen the contract for that?
Yeah, they owe him like an absurd amount of money.
and
But
it's all
whatever
due
it
within
is,
30
it's like
days.
60% of it within 30 days.
Yeah.
Oh my lord.
So I don't know what the actual numbers are, but whatever. Say it's like 35 million, and that's due within 30 days of firing him.
Yep.
Wow, coach
I don't
is
know
like
where you're
coaching
coming
for
up with that.
Kentucky.
Mitch Barnhart, please
The
learn how
money.
to write a contract.
Yeah, dude, his agent deserves all the credit in the world.
Yeah.
There, that's some really, really impressive stuff. So yeah, I'm going Tennessee minus 8.5 on this though. For this lot going into week 5. So that's yeah, I'd love to finish out the season fading this. Anyone fading their spread hasn't missed at all this year either. So gonna keep that one there. As far as general college football ladder this week going into week 3, looking to turn $80 into 160. Is there anything you guys have been eyeing on this one?
I would say that my favorite bet this weekend is just going to be anything SMU against Wake Forest. It's -3. It's at Wake. You take the money line. You throw it in there with a couple other games. Just seems unbelievably free to me. I really like Rutgers. They're only getting 2 against Purdue. I think Purdue is horrible. For
That
me to say I
Rutgers
like Rutgers
defense,
is really
man,
just a
that's
testament.
bad.
It's just a testament to how terrible Purdue is. So those would be like my 2 safest of the weekend. Maybe Rutgers money line, SMU money line, where there's actually relative value to the spread.
Yeah, I mean, because for this, you're essentially looking for 2 minus 250s ish
Right.
to be your average.
And both those teams are probably hovering around 200, 180.
That's an even buy points. They're minus 150 right now.
Yeah.
I think USF is worth a look too.
Yeah,
I know we don't know the quarterback news, but I mean, if it gets to or the quarterback's in, I'm taking USF immediately. They're going to be able to create explosives on Memphis.
Yeah, and
they got a good resume. I've liked what I've seen from them, from their QB, experienced guy, Byron Brown. I think they make the AAC championship game, and I don't know. We'll go from there. Probably get into the playoff, to be honest.
Yeah, another one that I really liked. Granted, it would take buying some points, but Virginia minus 10.5 at North Carolina. Like, this is a really bad team that Bill Belichick has, and it's like they're still getting credit for their coach who hasn't won a game yet.
Yeah. I mean, even around the same price, but Alabama at South Carolina.
Yeah,
you're talking about buying some points. So
could go. I mean, we can always make it 3-2. So Virginia money line, Alabama.
Pittsburgh is sitting at minus 250 at home against NC State. Minus 6.5 is the spread.
That
QB's been really good since he's come in.
Yeah,
I like the Michigan State. It's at Michigan State. They're giving them 14.5. And Michigan's on a 4-game losing streak. So started off 3-0, lost the last 4. It's at Michigan State, in-state rivalry. It's going to be a packed house, and they're getting 14.5. I really like that one a lot. I think Michigan State's going to make it a tight game.
Yeah, the public agrees with you. They're all over the spread. 60% of the public money's on Michigan State plus 14.5.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. I think actually, now that I've looked at this, what I really like on this ladder, plus 113 here, 3-leg Pittsburgh money line, Virginia money line, Alabama money line.
Yep, I like that.
I don't know that I've ever been more confident in the ladder.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
This one actually feels really good, and for plus
let's rip it.
Rip it.
Awesome. Looking at other random games, is there anything you guys like this week that we want to comment on?
Yeah, I mentioned SMU in Rutgers. Those are my two favorite random games. Mainly, I don't really understand the spread in the SMU game. I think that they're actually halfway decent, and I'm not really sure where Wake Forest has proved that they're even respectable. So SMU -3, and like you
I
said, Kobe, I
feel
like
like
Virginia -10.5.
I feel like SMU has been pretty slighted this year. I mean,
They haven't lost a bad game. No.
they've been getting no love, but when you look up, they're in the ACC title race.
Yeah, and how much they beat Clemson. I'm not saying beating Clemson on the road is worth anything this year, but I think
Right.
that
They
Clemson,
had no Kate Klubnik either.
yeah, and they beat Clemson by 9 on the road. I mean, I think that's worth, more than 3 points at Wake Forest.
It's worth
Um,
something.
yeah, so I like that a lot.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Something just like a little bit of a wild one that I really like here. I like this Stanford +30 at Miami.
Oh yeah,
I think that they just got really
That's a
exposed.
long flight.
It's a lot of points. Their
I'm also
QB's
seeing
starting.
Wisconsin +31.5 at Oregon.
I don't.
Yeah, I
Oregon,
know
Oregon can
that is
Oregon
a
can name their
lot
number.
of points. I mean, that game feels like the play would just be the over 45.5. Maybe Oregon gets there themselves.
Wisconsin hasn't scored a touchdown in 2 games. I don't think it's starting here. I was trying to find it. I cannot find it. Maybe if you guys can help me out, check on your books. I want Wisconsin to score. I want Wisconsin to be shut out. If you can find it, let me know. I will bet it. I got 5 books right now. Haven't found it on any of them. But I don't think they're under 3.5. Even if I can get under 3.5, maybe a field goal, whatever. But the line I'm getting right now is 6.5. Pretty juiced to the under. I'd love either under half a point or under 3.5 points. I think Oregon could win 56-0.
Yeah. In Illinois, what books do you use? And you'll have to pay the
Right.
tax on it, right?
I got to pay a tax on. I don't use DraftKings or FanDuel or Caesars anymore because I got to pay a tax. BetMGM. I use BetMGM, Rivers, Circa, Hard Rock, and Bet365.
Yeah.
So what they did for those books that I use is you have a minimum bet. So on BetMGM, to help with the tax, instead of me paying it, it's a $2.50 minimum per bet.
Oh.
On Bet365 and Circa, it's $10 minimum bet, which I'm gonna do anyways. So, but I'm not looking to pay a 50 cent per wager tax to any of those 3 sports books that I mentioned that I won't say again because fuck them.
You always get the worst odds on DraftKings too. But
I'm a
like, you're
BetMGM
paying-
loyalist. I ride with them.
I am too. I've gone to Vegas a couple of times. I only stay in MGM properties because of my rewards. So
Matty money lines, baby.
no, I mean even if you could wager like $200 on there and they give you 20% off hotel room.
Yeah. No.
So you
They're
take
great.
that every time.
Great rewards.
The DraftKings, you just pay for it to be that convenient.
It
Like,
is very convenient. If
you
I'm
are-
going to go look at odds, I'm clicking on DraftKings because it's very convenient and easy to use. But I'm not paying 50 cents a wager.
Yeah.
Well, but your odds on DraftKings are always worse too. Like what you can find on MGM or Caesars or 365 for a plus 180 would be plus 150 on DraftKings consistently.
Yeah, I found for me Bet Rivers, which is I know they've expanded a lot, but in Illinois at least, they're pretty slow moving lines. So all the other books, they might move them a half point, full point further pretty quick. Bet Rivers is pretty slow on those, which I know that's available in Ohio too. If any of you are in the area,
Also, FanDuel. Mike Evans got hurt. You should void that bet.
oh,
Every
Bet
other book did.
365 voids everything. It's awesome.
Yeah. All right.
Shout out them.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's all I've got, unless you guys have anything else.
I got a couple more. Austin, you got any?
We pretty much hit most of my points.
I got a couple
right.
NFL ones after Matt.
All right, I got a couple more college ones. I'm going Vandy first half minus -0.5 point. Home field advantage. I think they start strong. They were up last week against LSU at home. I think they continue here. I think Clark Lee does a good job in the scripted portion. So the first drive, possibly the second drive. I think they take control of that game pretty early. So Vandy first half minus -1 point, and then Vandy first half team total over 13.5 points.
Matt,
Like
let me
I
ask
said,
you.
pretty correlated.
Let me
Go
ask
ahead.
you this. I do have one, and you like the Aggies, but what do you think about QB Marcel Reed anytime touchdown?
Yeah, I like that.
I think they're effective in the red zone.
So I saw his stat the other day. I don't know exactly how it's broken up or what the splits are. He's number 3 in the SEC right now in total touchdowns. So he's got 19 total touchdowns, passing and rushing. I don't know how exactly that's broken up with the passing and rushing. If he's got 10 passing, 9 rushing. Sorry, bad math. Yeah, I like that. What's it at?
Don't even have it.
Don't even have it. I probably 120 minus 120. I can pull it up real quick, but I don't think Texas should be favored by a touchdown to anyone on the road, to anyone in the SEC. We saw what they did last week at Kentucky. Give me Mississippi State +7. I think we were talking about that in the group chat earlier this week. Immediately, I didn't look at anything, but there's no way they should be favored.
Marcel Reed
touchdown.
+165.
+165. Yep.
Anytime tutty.
Love that.
Yeah.
Last one. I'm going to go Arkansas. Arkansas money line at home against Auburn.
Yep.
Auburn can't score at home or on the road. What Arkansas can do is put up points.
Yeah.
So I like Arkansas to stay hot on offense. I can't say stay hot as a team because they keep losing, but so does Auburn. Auburn
Bobby's
finds
gonna put
ways
up
to
points.
lose games. Bobby's going to put up points. I think he's still vying for that
Bobby.
head coaching job. So
Stay up those motorcycles, Bobby.
that's it for me.
Jackson, let's hear him.
All right. So I'm going to shift over NFL. It appears that Lamar Jackson, I hate to say this, Matt, may be making a return on Sunday. Give me the Ravens -6.5. I'm all over that. I'm confused by this Buccaneers and Saints spread. So give me the Buccaneers minus the points, -4. That seems way too low. And on that same note, Bills -7 against Carolina and Falcons -7.5 against the doo-doo Dolphins.
You see any updates on Bryce Young?
I have not.
I haven't either, but I also haven't looked because I haven't.
But I also just see
I haven't
Bills
gotten
and
NFL yet.
Panthers in the same game, and I see 7 points. And
Right. What about you? Not worried about Rico Dowdle?
I'm
Because
not.
the Bills
guy is
defense
balling,
has
though.
been bad against the run. They've been like what I think Bijan went for 170 on the ground.
Yeah, they're not playing a whole lot of defense.
It's a little concerning, but also if you don't get Bryce Young, Andy Dalton can step in and be serviceable, but
If any of those 4 games were to burn me, it would probably be that one. Or the Falcons game. somehow they could lay an egg against the Dolphins.
They're a weird team.
Yeah, I kind of like this Falcons team, but Miami is
It's
just
they're back and forth. If they lay an egg one game, they're hot the next game. They lay an egg, they're hot one game. I mean, we saw them beat the Bills at home on Monday Night Football. What do? They go out, basically lay an egg, score 10 points. They got into scoring position multiple times and, didn't convert fourth downs,
right.
missed field goals. So it's a back and forth team, but you saw them laying an egg last week.
Yep.
I'd take them this week.
Also, not betting the Colts. Too many points. It's like 15 minus 14.5. I know the Titans blow, but I'm not
How are
betting.
you not confident in that?
It's just
14.
I don't know. It could easily be a 12, 13-point game.
Because you don't see those spreads very often.
Right,
in the
that's a
NFL.
rare
You
NFL
might
spread.
see them 3 to 4 times a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, this Titans team is bad.
Yeah, they are.
It,
Don't get me wrong. And this Colts
Like-
team is rolling.
It makes me not
But-
even want to turn on like TV on Sundays. It's so bad. But like I'm just
Go
like,
for a walk, Kobe. Take
Yeah.
the dog for a walk.
but like the fact that I'm not wasting time just in misery,
Yeah.
Like,
But my closing thought on the NFL is you look back a year ago, Bears start 4-2. They're 4-2 right now. You look at the rest of their
Don't do
schedule.
this to me.
It's tough.
Don't do this.
We will find out a lot about the Bears on Sunday. That's
Bears
all I'm
plus
gonna say.
7.
We'll
Found
find
a
out a
7
lot
earlier
about
in
the
the
Bears
week.
on Sunday.
Lamar's
If
going
they-
to play.
If they
Doesn't
win
matter.
5 games, they won't win 5 games. They'll win 8 or 9. But we'll
the
find out a
Ravens
lot about
don't
the
have
Bears
ping
on
pong
Sunday.
anymore.
I don't know, man. Ben
No
Johnson's
ping
got that
pong,
thing
no
humming.
basketball. They've had all their fun taken away.
I'm in the exact opposite position of Kobe right now with my football team, which I haven't had in 7 years. But he's saying he might not even turn on the TV.
It's bad.
And I can't wait. I just sit on my couch refreshing, hoping the game comes quicker. Because we're rolling. Give me the Bears.
I respect
I
it.
like it.
Has
Anything-
Lamar been officially announced that he's playing on Sunday?
He didn't practice Monday. He practiced yesterday on Tuesday. God,
I know he
days
practiced
messed
today.
up. He practiced today. He practiced Tuesday. Did not practice Monday. So I would have to assume he's playing.
I think that spread is all about him playing.
Right. That's going to
Yeah. If
That's
he
gonna play.
wasn't playing, is it in Chicago?
in Baltimore.
Oh, it's in Baltimore. If he wasn't playing, maybe the Bears get 1.5.
I was going to say off the top 2.5.
Yeah. So I feel like that spread's all about him playing.
I like it. Anything to add, Austin? 13 legs on Sunday.
Yeah, no, actually, I had a decent one this past Sunday. I just didn't get to make a sheet on it.
How many was it?
8 legs, and I put $2 on it, paid for $118. That's pretty fire, isn't it?
Here was the play tonight. I feel like that's pretty free. Vidal anytime, Jettis anytime. Hopefully he gets in.
What was the spread?
Chargers
starting
minus
out.
3, and they're up 14.
That's that's crazy. So
Let's see. Oh, last point. Going back to college football. Kind of like Syracuse against Georgia Tech.
Plus 17.
Yeah, I mean, me and Kobe talked the stats last week. Brent Key is a favorite versus underdog. Big time favorite here. Last time they were a big favorite, they lost or they won by I think they won 30-29 against Wake Forest. So I wouldn't be surprised if Syracuse is able to keep it close here.
Yeah, that Georgia Tech team is not the 7th best in the country.
No, they're not.
Rushing the field for beating what we know is Clemson now at home. It's not too great of a look. So
We didn't know that back then, though.
You didn't know it back then, but it's
Was that like
almost
week
like
3, week
like-
4?
it
That's
waters
the-
down with that win.
That's the
was,
flaw
though.
with the AP. Is like you look at Georgia Tech at 7 and Louisville at 19. If we were to play on a neutral field tomorrow, Louisville would probably be favored by 3.5, 4.5 points. There's just no way that they're the 7th best team in the country. They need to beat somebody.
Would you?
That's
dabble
how it
into
works. They keep winning. They just keep
Yeah,
changing the rules.
exactly.
They wait for someone in that top 6 is going to lose this weekend, or if they do,
And then they'll move
Georgia
up.
Tech's just going to sneak right up. They could win by 1 point
Yep.
and have 150 yards on offense, and
Yep.
they'll move up.
You
That's how it
taking
works.
Syracuse
Best way to get
money
ranked
line?
high is get ranked early.
Really is. AP's a joke. Good deal.